Hey, beautiful soul, welcome. What you're about to hear is one of the many dreams and messages I have been receiving over the past couple of years. I believe none of this is random. If you found this video, there may be something here your soul is ready to remember. Be sure to check out the other dreams. Channel messages, reflections on this page. Each one carries a key, and one of them might just be the one for you. Today is Tuesday, September 11th. The time is now 10:27 p.m. and this is a recollection of my latest dream. Alright, so this dream took me to this beautiful orchestra. It was almost as if I was in this beautiful theater, but on the stage was hundreds of people with musical instruments. It was amazing. But all of a sudden, it's almost as if I could see the actual frequency that was coming off every single instrument. Every single one. It broke down, and it's almost as if the stroke of the keys and the whistles and all the frequency that was coming off them, everything had an array of colors. It was crazy beautiful. But what was shown to me is we're all a representation of this orchestra. The frequency that you emit from your mouth, the sounds that you make, they all attract an array of color. An array of color is not just to be beautiful. It is attached to something else. For example, when I was looking at this orchestra, some colors attached to them was happiness. I remember this. Happiness, peace, joy, abundance. And there were some other keys that seemed to be emitting downwards instead of upwards. So some frequency were as if they were ascending. They were shifting consciousness and ascending. And there were some frequencies from this orchestra that didn't sound so right. It sounded a little bit off pitch, and it was obvious. And the colors that were emitting from these frequencies were going low, just going on the ground and disappearing. And I got the sense that, wow, these were low frequencies, but attached to each one of these, there were thousands of colors. Attached to each color was a word: trauma, sadness, blame, greed, suffering, struggle. And for a second, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is a representation of us, of people, of the life we live, of the things that we consume. And immediately when I thought about what we consume, it was as if the orchestra, instead of being live, was on a big screen. And you could see the shifting of consciousness as the music came through, and there were people who were absorbing the higher frequency of sounds that were emitting that gave happiness and joy and peace. I remember I kept saying peace, peace, peace. Like there were so many people getting the peace, and as soon as you get it, you could see them as if they were floating. Then they lit up with the color that the frequency brought. And for the people on the other side who were attracting the frequency from the screen that were a lower vibration that said struggle, trauma, it was as if when they heard it, it took them backwards in time to a memory that matched that particular sound, that particular frequency. It was, I always want to try to explain my dreams the best I can. And every time I try, I think I don't do it quite good enough. But just imagine somebody listening to a music or to a song or to a sound or to somebody speaking or to a soundtrack. But every time you hear the soundtrack, what it does, it takes you back in time. It takes you back to a memory of trauma. It takes you back to a memory of struggle. And I think what my guides were trying to show me is it's time to break out of these patterns, this habit of holding on to these low frequency thoughts, low frequency sounds that we are attracting ourselves to. That's one of the points. I think what they're saying is, instead, from this very screen, from this world, from from our exposure to frequency, to sounds, to the things that we say from our own mouths, we should elevate to always want to feel as if we're being lifted up, lifted higher, being inspired, being empowered, instead of going back into a circle like you're stuck in this wormhole of going back to where hurt lived, and going back to where pain lived, and going back to where you had trauma, and going back to where you were robbed, and all these atrocities that happened. And I think that's the main thing. It also ended this way. It ended with them asking me, what frequency do you emit out there in this world? Because there are also multiple colors that lives within you. And what that means is, one person can emit thousands of frequencies per day, per second, per interaction. You going to work and walking down one block of street, if you meet 10 people, the 10 people have a 10 completely different description of who they met, and it's just one person. It's according to the frequency that you put out there in the world. So the question they had for me is, what frequency are you giving out there? Are you giving a frequency of peace, of love, of joy, of happiness, of inspiration, of empowerment? Or are you giving a frequency of blame, of judgment, of trauma, of struggle, of lack mentality? And this dream for me was awesome sauce, because at least they took me into a theater, and I love music and I love the orchestra. But the lesson that I learned from this, I will never forget. Now, this is just another dream for somebody who may resonate, and for the persons who may not, it's okay. Just leave it behind. To you, from me, love and light. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in. If this dream felt like it held a message for you, your soul may be remembering something important. Take a moment to reflect, and then head over to the other videos on this channel. Each one is a spark waiting to ignite your insight. Subscribe, open your heart, and I'll see you in the next soul transmission. Peace and love.